Hi, welcome back to my channel. Tonight we're going to be making chicken divan, which is basically chicken and broccoli with a cream sauce and some cheese and some topping made from butter, crackers and butter. So I have already cooked my chicken, taken it off the bone and in the skin, and kind of shredded it some. So the next thing I want to do is I want to cut up the broccoli, and I've already have cut this stem off. So let me bring you down here and show you. There we go. So as you can tell, I got pretty close. I don't like a lot of long stems, and I may even cut some of this down more. So like that's kind of a long stem there. And I'm just kind of cutting it up and a little bit, I guess, like bite-sized pieces. Now some people don't mind the stems, but I don't want a lot of stems. Okay. So I'm just kind of chopping it up through here. You see what I'm doing, or you need to go back more? Okay, there we go. Might be a little bit better. And you could also break it up with your hands, once you get the stems off that you want off. So either way would work. A little bit more of that stem off there. Okay. Now we are going to cook this in the microwave. And I am visiting my son for just a little bit, and so this is not my kitchen, and it doesn't have all of my dishes, so I just kind of have to use what they have here. Now, hold on just a moment. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take just a little bit of the broth left over from cooking my chicken. I'm just going to put enough, just kind of cover the bottom of the bowl a little bit, where you can kind of see it. Kind of like you could put your finger all the way down the bottom, and then you feel it come up at just a little bit. And that was a little hot. Okay. So see, it's not even an inch, just a little bit. And I forgot to tell you, this is 1 crown of broccoli. And I know they come in different sizes. So when this is cut up, it says it is, it's about 1 cup. Okay, and of course, different crowns are different sizes. So let's set that there. Let me get some plastic wrap. Oh, that's aluminum foil wrap first. That sure would not be good in the microwave now, would it? Okay, now, of course, when you cook in the microwave, you will have to do it according to your microwave. And this is the first I'll be doing this in their microwave, so I do not know how long it's going to take me. You could steam this. You could cook it in your Instant Pot. You could also buy a 10-ounce box of the frozen, but with that, make sure you squeeze water out real good. The same as when I finish this, I'm going to have to make sure if there's any water in it, that I squeeze it out. Okay, since I scratched my neck, I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to pop this in the microwave first. Oh, how do you clear off? Okay. I'm going to start with 3 minutes on that and see what I get. Okay, I will bring you back when it's finished. Okay, I'm back. It only took the 3 minutes. You want the nice, pretty green color, very vibrant. And I just kind of held my pan to the side and got this out. And there was just a very small amount of liquid left in the, and I said pan, I didn't mean pan. I meant the bowl. And so I poured that liquid out. And then what I'm going to do is take a paper towel and just kind of push on these to make sure there's not any excess liquid in it. They felt pretty decent, like there wasn't, and I'm not getting much, so that's good. Okay, so let me turn you down here. All right. First thing we're going to do is take our chicken, and I have here, it was 3 chicken thighs that I used. And, you know, I just boiled them in some water with a little bit of seasoning. And after it cooled off, I, you know, to where I could touch it and handle it, I, you know, took off the skin, the bones, and just kind of shredded it up a little bit. And it's probably roughly 1.5 cups if you want to know precise measurements. But I used 3 chicken thighs. Then next we're going to mix the broccoli in with that. And if you are someone who would rather have more vegetables, I think the piece just fell on the floor, I'll get it later. And you could definitely use more vegetables and, you know, or use more broccoli and less chicken. Either way you want to do that. All right, now we're going to just kind of mix that up here. Get it mixed up pretty good. Now, I'm only making an 8x8 dish, so I say if you have more than 3, 4 people in your family, depending on how much they eat, then you would want to, you know, maybe double it for a 9x13. But I'm only doing an 8x8. Now, when my children were all home, I couldn't tell you what size pan I did. I had a big pan. It was a big old roasting pan. That thing looked like it had been to the hills and back and probably ran over by a train, but I love that pan. It was just an old, you know, tin pan, metal pan, aluminum pan. I don't know what it was made out of. I would make my biscuits and everything in that. Okay, I'm going to rinse this bowl out and use it again. Rinse this thing off too. All right. Now I'm just going to kind of pat that down in there. Get it all level and even, and you cannot see me, can you? Sorry. I have this big 3-tier thing sitting in the middle of their table. So, okay, can you see that? How I did that? All right, next I'm going to make up this sauce. Let me get a half cup measure. Okay. You want a half a cup of sour cream. Any brand will do. Looks like this may be the end of this sour cream. And you can serve this with a salad, or even just by itself. You could do maybe some rice or some noodles. You know, whatever you prefer. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel here, I guess, to get enough. Okay, I think that has it. All right. Let me get another spoon for the mayonnaise. All right, here's what I want to tell you. Use mayonnaise. It doesn't matter what brand, but don't use Miracle Whip. It won't taste the same. There are just some things you just have to have mayonnaise, or some things you just have to have a salad dressing, like, you know, Miracle Whip. But for this one, you want the mayonnaise because of the lemon juice and eggs that are in it, especially the lemon juice. Okay. And let me move this stuff out of the way so you can see better. Okay, and to this we are going to add a can of cream of mushroom soup. You could also use cream of celery or cream of chicken. I think it has enough salt that we don't need to add any. You may want more salt for your liking. I don't know if I said it before, but for several years I could not use salt. My husband probably the last 7-8 years of his life, had something pop up. The last 7 or 8 years of his life, he could not have salt or sodium. We had to really be careful. That did not mean he always listened, but whenever I cooked, I would make sure I would not use any extra added salt. And then when he went on dialysis, I made sure to read all of the sodium contents or the amount he was allotted a day, because there's so many foods that have hidden sodium in them. So you really have to read those labels if you are on sodium-free or a low-sodium diet. I did not stir this up, I don't think. To do that. Sorry, I just saw something I forgot to do that I sure I had done here. There we go. Okay. Now, I put a little bit of pepper and a little bit of garlic powder in this. Next, we are going to pour it over. And again, I need to come back in the camera's view, don't I? I don't know why it was knocked over, but you know, I do things like that all the time. Do you ever just knock things over when you're cooking? Knock things to the floor, make messes and have to clean them up? I'm a messy cook. And okay. All right. I left that over there in that bowl, didn't I? Rinse it off. It did not hit the dishwater, so that's okay. But I want to spread it out with this instead of the spoon. Now, let me get the cheese. Okay, we're going to put about a half a cup or so of cheese on it. To me, I just sprinkle the cheese on until it looks good to me. I just kind of want to make sure it is covered in the cheese. Now, you can use any kind of cheese you want. I just like the shredded cheddar. If you want to shred it yourself, that's fine. Either way, it is better when you shred it yourself. Then in here, I took a half a cup of crushed up butter crackers, like your Ritz's, and I stirred them into just 1 tablespoon of butter. And that's what I was doing a while ago. I forgot to stir them. So 1 tablespoon of melted butter. It's what you're going to mix the crumbs into. Then just sprinkle it on top. And I'm sorry, the lights in here are super bright. So if it seems super bright on your end, I apologize. I tried turning the big overhead light off and just using the ones around the sink, and then it was too dark. Okay. Let me rinse my hand off. And this is going to go into a 350 preheated oven. I'm not quite ready to put it in the oven yet, but after I cook it, I will come back and show the finished product to you. Okay, I'm back and it's finished, and let me flip it around for you to show you what it looks like. Okay, here it is finished, and I've taken some out to put on my plate, and It's really too hot to eat right now, even if I blow on it, I believe it would be. Okay, you get down closer. All right, let me get down closer over here. Okay, if you like this recipe, make sure down here below on YouTube to give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed already, hit subscribe and the little bell so you'll be notified when I put videos on. And also, I will put the directions down in the description box for you. Y'all have a wonderful evening and try to stay warm.